2, 1.
Okay. Good morning. Good afternoon. Good morning, everyone. This is Michael Venezia, head trader at TradeView Markets. It's September 22nd. Pardon, a little bit after 11 o'clock Eastern. We're going to a Fed day today. Let's get right to it. You know what I mean? So let's get down to how I plan the beginning of the week and what I'm going to do going forward. That's the bottom line. Everybody here should be familiar with what's moving. Here's what's going on. I posted it this morning in the room. Things have changed a little bit. The market looks strong. It's actually going to new highs. Stocks are making reversals, and let's just get down to it. This is how we sign in the TradeGate Hub. I do it myself. It's the same for everybody. Let's log in. Okay. Trading the Fed day. That's good. You guys did it. We already put that on there. Very good. Very good, guys. I appreciate that. Okay. So, Coach, good calls. Nice chart. Okay. Today is Wednesday. I want everybody to go back to Monday, because Monday I post the majority of data that's processed or accumulated over the weekend. And what was Monday? That was which day? A day ago. We put out a lot of content. Pardon me. Oh God. I'm telling you, I've started to trade pajama trading right now. I'm trading in my pajamas sometimes. Usually back in the days, it was a low percentage trade, but because maybe you sometimes force things, but I'm not forcing these things. They're coming to me. Monday, we came in. This is where we came in Monday. Yesterday, on Tuesday, we had that. Oh, no, this was on Friday. And Monday, we had that real bad day. And that's where the sentiment was. And here's where sentiment came in. Hold on a second. Yeah, this was Monday. This was Tuesday. We bounced and we came in today. 2 days ago, we had the lowest S&P reading that we've had in a year. The market, it was strong yesterday, but it pulled back at the close, and I bought the dip at the close. This was the close yesterday right here. That's where we closed after the market sold off. So this is where we opened today. This is where we stood, and the market being up nicely today, we're up even nicer. So let's go. Sector sentiment. The fins came down real low. So let's write that down. The fins were the most oversold. So fins. That's what we have our eye on. Now, it doesn't mean that we want to buy them on the bottom. Maybe if they bounce, you want a shorter rally. That's yet to be determined. Industrials were the most oversold. So it was the fins and the Indu. All right, keep that in mind. World markets, players have been positioning defensively for a huge chunk of rally this year. Defensive. So they've been positioning for defense. So let's go to, let me give you my screen here. What do I do here? Oh, you know what? It's locked out. I'll have to do it afterwards. Hold on. Yeah. Citibank up nicely today. The fins. We have JP Morgan. What is this up there? Get out of there. JP Morgan. What's this thing? Oh, I know what it is. It's my screens. I apologize. JP Morgan's up 3. Goldman Sachs. It's up 9. The Indu. Let's look at stocks like Alcoa had a nice bounce. Those are defensive stocks. Alcoa's up 2.5. You get the picture though. So I'm going to go back into the routine, and I'm only jumping all over the place because that's not going to really help everybody. Right here. Sure. Okay. So players have been positioned defensively. Today's focus, naturally, we have Fed Reserve talk. ARK invests all their trades, pre-market movers, IATY or Biogen. Excuse me. Top option flow for yesterday. Everybody should have always went over these things. Adobe, on the other hand, is almost entirely a creature of its own success. You need to know that it's a typical summer swoon. Adobe went from negative to positive. Upgrades and downgrades. The pre-market movers. Where are yesterday's movers? I might have accidentally deleted yesterday's movers when I was getting busy today. But these were the pre-market movers. Right here. Sava was up 14, went negative. Stitch Fix went negative. ATER had 2 million shares traded of ATER by the open. You have to write that down. It's up 8%. It's up $1, has a range. What's weak? Real networks. Oh, you know what? Like I said yesterday, FedEx, we have to keep an eye on. Like I said yesterday to the coach, this is the type of day where the market opens up huge and everybody has all these low floaters and they open down. Low floaters are actually kind of like a hedge, if you will, because everybody short them. So when the market opens up, they pound the shorts. That's what exacerbates the moves. All right, so let's go. Let's see what's moving today. What's at the high? AEHR has already 100% of its volume. That's SoFi's in play. ARQQ. Okay, let's look at that. I'm going to get down to some charts. Switch. New share. Is this working? It's working now, I think. Yeah. Okay. All right, so let's look at what's going on with the charts. I said SoFi was in play. There's large range, volume, and good price action. And that's what we're interested in. So this is the daily on SoFi. Okay. Yesterday it might have tipped its hand when it opened today above all moving averages and had huge, see the huge volume by 9:45. This is the opening range. Where's my thing here? The opening range breakout. Stock should have been bought around 1620. Got you to 1676. Granted, it's not a barn burner, and it already opened up nicely. But let's look at DVAX. I called it out. DVAX. Look at this move. By the way, here's my prices here. So it went from 1570, huge volume, had the bar right here of right here, volume bar. Should have been right here. We should have been entering DVAX. That's from 17 to 1831. Let's look at the long time chart. Definitely when it went through the gap here at 1752. When stocks go through the gap, that's what people like. So the gap right here, let me delete this line. The gap on DVAX, which by the way, look at the volume bottom right. Let me take off the thing here. DVAX, the bottom, the volume is right here. My relative strength when it gets posted, it's on to the bottom left. So the bottom line is when DVAX went through that gap with huge volume at 17, let's call it 1748. You'll probably see it even make a bigger move. It was 1748 right here. You know what? Right here, 1749. That was the cup and handle to buy DVAX. 1756, it gets you $1 on 1856 on huge volume with range and good volatility. So let's look at this ATER. By the way, this is a Cayman Islands cybersecurity company. If anybody in the Caymans right now is listening to it. Okay, so let's look at this. Let's go to whatever, August of 20, it was 4. They put the stock up to 50. So you know what? ATER, it has it in it. It has that move in it, as opposed to like Kellogg or a stock like Kellogg, which doesn't even move. It has a one-day wonder, and that's it. It dies. But ATER, okay. So when the stock got over the 50-day moving average, it picked up everybody's attention with that volume bar. So right here, ATER at $9.50 a share, when a stock goes from 2 to 9 and pulls back to 6, that's strong because it didn't go back from 9 to 2. So, and even when it went above this gap here, see the gap? ATER. So it should have been on our radar at 875. So volume's coming in. It's been a Wall Street bets play. It went from 9 to 19, sometimes trading 200 million a day. It back and filled. Let me do this again because I'm actually getting upset I didn't have it more. Let me take off the gridiron, the grid. Okay. DVAX. There's the gap. There's where the moving averages converge at right 897, 920, right near that gap area. It should have been bought. And right, it did a back and fill. It had that big down day here when the stock had a range from 16 to 10. Wow, I didn't know it had a range that day. Still hold the moving average, the 8-day and the 21-day. It held it, even held that gap there. That's something we should have been long and buying more from 1056 to 1493. And today, you know what? It's a day trading stock today. Today 1 minute's not really good. Let me go to 10-minute chart. Gap here. Holds the gap. I would be wary of a secondary here, but you know what? This is the type of things they might eat up. Let me go again to my other screen. So go to, we don't have an interest. MTL, SoFi still good. NVAC, DVAX. Well, which week? Oh, let's look at range. Look at our range here. Today's range right here. Stocks with the largest range. Upstart. Okay. One Sava. Great short on Sava. That was, let me show you Sava. You want to talk about price action, fundamental news. Sava was up $14 in the pre-market. Okay. So once Sava broke the 200-day moving average, 200 days in bright green, you can see in the middle of my screen, the 50 right here. That's what the number is. Once it broke the 54.95, 54.35 and reversed, oh God, 54.35 right there. It was easy. See that? That's when they started doing the volume. 54.35. You had a squeeze right to, you had a sell off right to 48, $6. How you doing? What else has large range? Let's go back. I'm trying to get better at this. Large range. SC, no volume, 9% volume. What's got volume? Let's go to the volume with range. Sava, INCY, DVAX is up there. LCID, oh my, it's down $1.50. LCID, let's look at this one. Can I pull this? Let's look at LCID. I had a short this morning. I made pennies. What did I make? $1,400 on the top right. LCID is parabolic. You know what? The fact when it went negative, when the market's strong, that's a key that we should have been short something right there. Okay, let's go again. Amrin off the high, 933. DVAX. Let's go to my Twitter feed. Trade GitHub. Let's go to Twitter feed. What's moving right now? AKA bullish. SPY through 438 like butter. SPY. Oh, they're going higher. SPY's. Look, this is what I'm looking. When I'm reading my feed, let me show you what I look at. When I'm reading SPY 438 by butter, I'm reading here, right here at this gap. 440 is probably where they're going to take it to. It's the gap and it's all the moving averages right here. And they want it there. Let me actually go smaller on this so we can get a better picture. Okay. Right here is where he's talking about 438 through butter. 441 is the gap, and these moving averages are 442. Okay. So I wouldn't be surprised after, and hold on, let me show you, let me go back here. After, let's go back to Trade GitHub. Let's see where our tactical sentiment is right now. So our tactical sentiment is probably in the middle right here, going into the Fed talk. So I would make a couple, I would have a plan. Don't let your positions turn into, your trades turn into positions when they go the wrong way. And be cognizant of the VIX, be cognizant of crude, be cognizant of gold, and be cognizant of the long buy, TLT. That's what we have to watch. So that's what I'm watching there. Let's go back to my Twitter feed. New share. Let's go to the Twitter feed right here. Share screen. FOMC usually trends going. Okay, that's right here. This is a guy that I follow. He's a good friend of mine. You have to like basically apply to belong to it. But I know him for a long time, and I participate. But like I was just saying here, it came out 21 seconds ago. The FOMC usually holds trends going in, and it does. What else are we looking at in terms of option flow? PBI bullish, Planeteer bull flow. Mark that down. Yeti, unusual volume. Trox, SoFi. To no surprise, it was the first stock I mentioned today. I bet you, if I go down there, well, you know what? I'll stop preaching. Let's look what SoFi is doing today. SoFi. I saw it had heavy option volume, and you know what? I'm not really trying to split the atom here. When there's high option volume and good price action, I'm in it. And the stock went from 1516 to 1680. It's above all the moving averages. And he's coming, oh, you know what? Would it stop there? That's where I probably stopped at this gap. Gaps all over the place. I'm going to do a video on how to trade the gaps. That's why it stopped there. 1671. That's the gap. It's going to do a back and fill probably. It's going to take some time. It's got to rest within this area before it makes the next move up, if you know what I mean. Let me go to screen 3 Twitter feed. So This is the anti-VIX, meaning we're coming up to being overbought. Viacom active. So we're getting to be overbought into a 2.5 day rally when we're still below moving averages. So I'll leave it at that. Plug, keep an eye on. What else do we got going on? PBI pop, that was just their daily reversals. Daily reversals, by the way, you see this daily reversals? We go to TradeGate Hub. And let's go to news, top news. This is why we put a lot of these should, well, you know what? It should be coming in about 2 minutes. It's a little bit delayed, but a lot of these stock news is what I put on there, and I want people to see. It's only relevant, and it's not going to waste anybody's time. Also, you go to stocks. As I said before, this right here, I condensed it into TradeGate Hub right here, and I'll give you an example without getting into it too much. Okay, let's look at top U.S. gainers percentage. Ameren, WIMI. Okay, so you go to my proprietary product here, or that I do. Let's look at percentage change. Ameren and WIMI. So okay, we made this so you guys don't have to have 4 people 4 people coding and writing algos. Put it right here for you. It's simplified. It's free. Let's look at losers, just as long as we're on it, and just to prove my point. Not that I think I have to. I think you get the picture. Biggest losers, RWLK. Should be here. Biggest losers. It might not be there because it's too thin of a stock. I bet you it's on this one, my alert page. Right here, biggest losers. WIMI, TMC. WIMI break down now. Why is that happening? ONTX, MTDR, Ameren going higher. Oh, I missed it. All right. So VIR, keep an eye on. It's very difficult not to get this. Alpha is changing the down lead. It is. I agree. Let's look at Alpha. We like this show. Rev's a friend of mine. Look at Rev. He should have replied it. That's me. I always reply to the Rev, and he's right. Let's look at Alpha. So let's look at Alpha. We'll change screens. What's he looking at? I've been watching it too as well. This is Alpha. All right, it needs more volume. It's up 62%. It could be a short squeeze. The volume's not reflecting, and I like to see it over the 200-day, 877. Next, Rev kind of let me down with that suggestion, but I think he's reaching here. HQL, daily reversals, PBI. Let's go to some charts. DVAX, what's DVAX doing? DVAX in the daily. These are the charts I'm looking to. And I'm gonna naturally after lunch, I always post these. DVAX we're looking at. I like that one. I like DVAX going in. Every oil is making a big move. ConocoPhillips. See the big volume it had yesterday? You have to anticipate to look at the volume it had yesterday, and it closed, as I said before, the market pulled back, closed me almost on the low, the NASDAQ, if you will. So once ConocoPhillips broke, you have to note the volume. Volume tells a story. I'm not going to apologize for being redundant about this. It's the tip-off. Let's look at CLR, Animal. That'll probably break a year high too. What else is strong? I'll go to my other page here. I got a lot of pages going on, but let me wrap it up because I'm a little bit. I have a couple of people that are asking me questions, and I'm going on a couple of tangents, and I apologize about that. Turbo brakes, NRDY, nerdy. Not interested. So we're going into 1120, and I'm going to go to my main page, and this is what I'm going to do when I get back for lunch. This is my routine. I take down a piece of paper, and I showed the paper before. I want to know, first, the thing I go to is relative volume. What's got the volume? SPIR has the volume. I'm interested. Now I want to see if it's got the range. Doesn't have the range yet here, my range. So, okay. Relative volume leaders. Let's look what's on the high. Elms, no interest. NVST, $41 stock up 80 cents, no interest. MTDR, not interested, not that much volume. DATS I'm interested in. It's up $1. It's an $8 stock, 5 million, good range near the high. Like it. I'm writing it down. MGM is a bounce wonder. Not interested. DVAX, naturally, we've been talking about that. I'm interested. Let's look at what's weak. CRVS, not interested. LCID, 1 day's a pull. The first day, look, the stock's parabolic. 1 day doesn't reverse a trend. I'm not interested. Let's go to another one that I like. Volume. Let's go here. Big poppers. Volume that's moving in 10-minute percentage. So WEME is doing a huge amount of percentage volume in the last 10 minutes. I'm interested. ALF, the Rev was right. DATS, I like it. So my alert list. Now, the basic point of why I have TGH is all this information that's here on this page, all the information that's on here, this page, all options, all option activity and moves is I'm basically trying to paraphrase. I'll be right there, Coach. Paraphrase all that information to put you guys in position to take money out of the market every day, and that's what I do. I always take questions. There is no bad questions. I learn by asking questions. What's the coach doing here? Michael, what are you expecting from the Fed? Fins need higher yesterday's, right? All right, so what's coach asking me? He's asking me about the Fins. Hold on. Let's look at the FAS. No, I don't like the Fins here. Matter of fact, I think they're a short here. Let's look at Citibank. Let's look at the best of breed. Citibank. All right, the market's not that far off the high for Citibank to be down 12% off the high. So I like Citibank, best of breed. Let's look at Bank America. That one I do not like short. JP Morgan above the moving averages, don't like it. Citibank is the best one. It's still below all if you see. Goldman Sachs, what's he doing? Goldman Sachs and Citibank look the best. Let's look at Morgan Stanley. Goldman and Citi are the ones I look at, Coach. But you know what? If I had a gun to my head, let's look at Visa. You know what? What a channel that is, huh? All you have to do is trade that channel and you're huge. Let's look at MA. I bet you the channel's not different. Same thing. And I should know that, by the way. Okay. Short C or Goldman, small if you're going to make something. But if coach is asking me which financials I would like, this is what I would do. I go to my list. I go to my sector list, sector watch. There's financials right here. So what's the strongest, what's the weakest out of the fins? CME, and you know what? The fins are 100%. Everyone's on the high. So it's not, you know what? I'm gonna have to see. Wells Fargo's on the high. Citibank is on the high. Look at Devon Energy right here. That took my eye. 7% Devon. Wow, is that strong? HFC, FANG. I bought that 2 days ago. Oh, all right. So I want to get back into TradeGate Hub and sign off. So, Coach, thank you for the question. Thank you, buddy. Great call yesterday on look at Coach, right shoulder breakout. Coach Goldie looks good to meet Tim. Tim was on there. Hello, everyone. The boss was on. Oh, I see. Okay. Look at, you know what? Coach and I are going to start doing live streams every Tuesday, consistently every Tuesday at 9:35. I asked Coach to push it back to 9:30 Eastern. At least it need 5 minutes. But go back and watch yesterday's one. It's really a good preface for what we're going to do every Tuesday, because I like to bounce ideas off the coach because he's a great macro, has great macro view, which makes me focused, even laser focused on what I'm doing. So I'll leave it at that. It's 11:25. We'll get better. I'll do it after lunch. I have a lot of people texting me right now, so I tried to stay focused. So this is where we sit. Our top list. The top 5 stocks going to 11:30 Eastern that I like. Fuel Cell looks good. DATS, I said it before. SPIR and SoFi. The stocks that I like on the weak side. Don't like WSC. I don't like what's change in the close percentage. I like Piton. Piton I like. That's interesting. FedEx in the middle of the range. TMC, I had that. I sold that at $11 2 days ago. So Piton's interesting to me on the short side. It is. You don't want to be wrong there, though. As well as Bungie, that's an oil stock, keeping Archer Daniel Midland. So there aren't a lot of shorts. Maybe Sava. Facebook, I mean, is down $14, has good volume. LCID, Facebook. Listen, I'll feed you a carrot here. You want to know my Facebook opinion? We'll tune on after lunch. But until then, tune into TradeGate Hub. There are no bad questions, Coach. Hey Tim, thanks, man. Yeah, so there are no bad questions. Coming into the second half in the Fed speak, which is going to be about an hour or so. Have a plan, trade well, and stay disciplined. Remember, I don't have a better trading system than anybody out there. I just know how to trade my system better. That's all. So I'm trying to help everybody else. Write down some stocks here. I'll get back to you, and I'll see you for the rest of the evening. Have a good day.